Hello everyone and welcome back to EdTech channel. Today, let's do a little comparison between Python and pseudocode. Let's start with this task, convert temperature. It actually doesn't matter what is this task about. We just want to take a look at this already existing pseudocode we done a few videos ago and to check how we can transform this pseudocode into the Python. So, okay, we have some comments. We used C# style comments. So here we can use Python style comment instead. Then we have calculation of two variables. So we will just copy paste it. Then we have another comment. We want to transform it to Python style. And we want to return pair, Kelvin, and Fahrenheit. So let's copy this part as well and just change these parentheses not to return some pair, tuple, but we want to return list of two elements. So that's it. Let's try to run our code. Okay, it's working. Let's jump to another one. Now we want to look at prefix count task. So here is our pseudocode. Again, we are interested in what is this task actually about. We are just interested in how the pseudocode looks like. And we want to transform it to Python again. So we have the first line, variable res equals 0. So we are just copying it. We don't need any semicolons, any types, and so on. Now we have for each here. Instead of for each, we will use for in Python. It's actually a for each, and we need a colon at the end of this statement. Next, we have this if statement. We want to check if word starts with some prefix, and we want to call starts with method on word, and we want to pass argument ref. Here we also need a colon at the end of this statement. Next, we want to increase a result. We don't have plus plus in Python, so we will transform it to plus equals 1. At the end, we just want to return the result. Let's run it to see if this Python code is correct. Okay, yes, it doesn't have any syntax errors. And the next one is a minimum operations task. So again, we have pseudocode. Let's start transforming it into Python. First row, the initialization of total ops to 0 is exactly the same as in pseudocode. Next, we have for each statement. As in previous task, we need to use a for loop instead of for each to iterate through collection in Python, and we need to add colon at the end. We are initializing current ops to 0. It's exactly the same as in pseudocode. Then we want to check if some element is divisible by 3. If L is divisible by 3. We need to set current ops to 0, else we need to set current ops to 1. That's exactly the same as in pseudocode. And as well as the rest. So let's run to check the syntax. Okay, it's good. Next one is difference of sums. So we are initializing two lists. That's exactly the same as in Python, but we need to transform comments to Python style. Then we have 4 elements in some range. So 4 elements in range from 1 to n plus 1 because it's exclusive and doesn't include n plus 1. The last included element is n, exactly what we want here. Next, we want to check if element is not divisible by m. If element is not divisible by m, we want to add element to L1. L1 append element. Else, we want to add element to L2. So L2 append an element. The rest we can just copy and paste here, taking care of indents. And we just need to transform this command here as well to the Python. And that's it. These are the only changes to transform the pseudocode to the Python. Let's run to check the syntax. That's it. That's the syntax of Python based on this pseudocode. Let's check the last one for today to compare for to sum our pseudocode with Python solution. So here we are creating n like this, exactly the same in pseudocode and in Python version. Here we want to initialize some dictionary and we can simply achieve it like this in Python. Next, we want to iterate using I from 0 up to n. So for I in range 0, n, here we want to create element 1, exactly copy paste. Then we need to check if a dictionary doesn't contain element 1. What does it mean? If element 1 not in our dictionary. In that case, we want to add element 1 to dictionary as key and I as value. So we are achieving that in Python like this. Then we are creating element 2 and we want to check now if a dictionary contains element 2. So if element 2 is in dictionary, we are creating yacht and here if I is not equal to yacht, we want to return I and yacht, list of 2 elements, and that's exactly the same. After all, if we reach this part of code, we want to return null or none in case of Python. So that's it. Our syntax, our Python syntax is correct. So with these 5 examples, we shown how some basic syntax of Python is similar to pseudocode. Of course, it's important to highlight that methods like this one contains, even though we are using just this check element not in or in dictionary, it's important to be aware of its complexity. So sometimes it can be misleading because of this simple syntax. It's very easy to use, but it's always important to be aware of the basics and how it's implemented in the background. I hope this video was helpful for you if you are not so into Python. Keep practicing and see you with another videos.